Hello and welcome to Yoga with Maria. I hope you're all well on this Friday morning. So just to check that you've got a good enough space, as clear a space as possible in whatever area you're in this morning. So just to check that you've got nothing that's going to immediately fall on you while you're doing your yoga practice. Also, if you've got any injuries, just to be really mindful of those. Just to really listen to your body, pull things back if it doesn't feel comfortable, if you have any pinching sensations. So really tune in. You can always get in touch with me at the end of the session and we can discuss your injuries in further detail and maybe give you some alternatives that you can work on. In the meantime, let's find ourselves in a nice comfortable position with your eyes closed. You don't have to have your legs crossed, you can have your legs out in front if that's more comfortable for you. Let's just spend a few moments just for ourselves, tuning in to our bodies. So closing the eyes, lengthening the spine, lengthening the neck. Let's start to bring our attention and focus into our breathing. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Allowing the shoulders to drop. And just taking that breath and awareness into any part of your body that feels perhaps a little achy this morning or a little bit stiff. And just take that breath there. Inhaling through the nose and out through the nose. And let's just have a little think about a goal that you'd like to set for yourself. Perhaps not just for this session this morning, but perhaps for the whole day, or a goal for the weekend. Something that you would like to achieve. Have a think about what that might be. And see yourself achieving that goal. Perhaps it's something quite small like baking a cake or doing your shopping. Perhaps it's something more creative. A piece of writing that you wanted to start. A drawing you wanted to finish. Going out in the garden, or maybe spending a little bit more time just with yourself. In that breath flowing in through the nose and out through the nose. And really visualize yourself achieving that goal. And keeping the eyes closed, let's inhale, bring our arms up towards the ceiling, bring the palms together, and then exhale, bring them down towards our heart center. And again, inhaling the arms up, bringing the palms together, exhale, bring them down towards your heart center. And one more time. Bringing the palms together and exhale, let them rest at your heart center. And we'll begin our class on an Om, so you can join in or just listen to the mantra. Inhaling through the nose. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Namaste. Enjoy your practice this morning. So let's just keep going with that breath. So just have your shoulders nice and relaxed. Just give them a a little jiggle up and down. Nice. Just check there's no tension there. And if you want, you can have your hands on your belly. If you don't, then that's fine. Just have them kind of on your knees and resting. You can have your eyes closed as well, so you can bring that focus really into your breath. And all I want us to do is just simply breathe in and out through the nose. So really listen to your breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Again, lengthening the spine, letting the shoulders relax. And just see if you can slow that breath down. How lightly can you make the breath sound? Almost inaudible. Just keeping that breath flowing in through the nose and out through the nose. And try and keep that sense of lightness, that sense of subtleness in the breath throughout your practice this morning. And just notice if you find yourself breathing really heavy, especially during some of the more intense poses. Just see if you can bring that focus back into the breath and try to make that breath a little bit more subtle, a little bit more quiet. Great. Let's just take those shoulders now up towards the ears and then just let them go. Nice. And again, really scrunch them up as far as you can and then release. Beautiful. And one more time. Nice. And then bring the chest forward and then exhale, take the chin towards the chest. And just take this in your own time, in your own rhythm. Just inhale, bringing it forward, starting to warm up that back and the shoulders. Great. And then, let's take that into the head. So just allowing the head to loll over to one side, sort of little half circles, tracing the chin along the chest. And again, if you want to just hold the head on one side, just to allow that stretch, maybe you want to give it a little TLC, give it a little massage, rub into those sore areas, tightness. And then just switch over to the other side. Again, you can just hold that pose, or if you want, again, you can just give it a little rub on that side if that feels nice. And then bring it back. And let's just, we're going to bring ourselves straight into a nice little squat this morning. So again, with your squat, as always, you're aiming to try and get your heels on the floor. Now, if they don't reach the floor, which is not a problem, just roll your mat up or get a blanket or a towel, and you can just wedge that towel underneath your heels. And what we're trying to do is make a nice wide stance, and you're pressing your elbows on the inside, so you're pushing those legs outward. You're engaging your pelvic floor, your mula bandha, your glutes, and then you're lengthening in the spine. Yes. So kind of have a little practice of being really super curved over, and then see if you can work your way through those each little thing. So you engage the pelvic floor, and then you engage the glutes, and then naturally your spine will want to start sort of lengthening out anyway. So start engaging that belly, that core muscle, pressing that belly button in towards the spine. Nice, yes, beautiful. And breathing, so you're not holding the breath here. You're letting the shoulders drop. Inhaling through the nose and out through the nose. Squeezing those glutes. Great. And then from here, we're just taking the left hand on the right ankle, and then we're just going to let that right arm come up and then back into the chest. So you just start to warm up that arm, opening those shoulders. Taking that gaze with that fingertip, so you're gazing up towards the right fingertips as it points to the ceiling. Nice. And then just switch over to the other side, so your right hand on your left ankle, and then the left arm reaching up, coming back into the heart center. Nice. Just a few more on this side. And then from here, let's bring our hands. You've got sort of two options. You can bring the palms of the hands underneath the soles of the feet, which means you kind of got to bring your weight forward a little bit. If that feels a bit tricky, you can just grab the backs of your ankles. So whichever one works best. And from here, we're just going to stand up. Be letting that head hang heavy. Don't worry about trying to get straight legs. Just enjoy that lengthening and then come back down to your squat. So you're just standing up and then sitting back in your squat. And if you've done a few with your hands on your ankles, maybe you want to try a few with the palms underneath, just to see what that feels like. Nice. And each time you come back to that squat, see if you can lengthen in the spine, lengthen in the neck for a moment before you round off to help yourself stand up. Great. And then just releasing the hands. We're just going to walk ourselves out into a nice little plank. And then just bring yourself again back into your squat. And each time you come into the squat, you're lengthening the spine, lengthening the neck, engaging the glutes, taking a moment, and then walking back out. So you're really taking your time with each move. And even in your plank, just allow a few moments to bring the weight over the ankle, over the wrist slightly. Lengthening in that spine, nice. So you're just starting to really warm up the body. And then when you bring yourself back into a squat, take your hands behind you, lift the hips up. You might need to move the feet out a little bit. If this feels a bit too much, you can bring the bum on the floor. And you're just bringing the knee down on the inside. You're just opening those hips in a different way. Yes, that's the one. Again, keeping that breath flowing in and out through the nose. Fab. And then bringing yourself again back into your squat and then through into your tabletop. So just finding your nice comfy tabletop with your hands below your shoulders. Check out your knees, just make sure they're sitting below your hips. Spread those fingers. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Inhaling, taking the gaze slightly towards the ceiling. And then exhale, bring the chin tucking in towards the chest. Again, you can take your time with this, really feel what your back's doing. Keeping that movement with the breath. And then if you want, you can start to loosen the movement up. Freestyle, crazy cat, disco cat, Friday cat. So just have a bit of fun. Sitting back on your heels, taking a look at your tailbone. Give it a little shake if you like. If you want, you can press the backs of the feet into the floor and just lift your knees up off a little bit. Just again, start warming up those wrists. And actually, you can even free the movement up to the point where you maybe lift your arms up. Maybe you can do some circles with your arms. And then just bringing that movement to a stillness. Let's take the right hand, the right arm up towards the ceiling, and let's just take a look at it. Just in a nice little Little twist. Nice. And then let's thread that right arm underneath the left into a little thread the needle. So bringing your ear onto the mat, onto your carpet. Super. Coming back into your tabletop, just kind of neutralize yourself. Then taking the left arm up. Taking the gaze towards the left fingertips. And then you can thread the needle, so bringing it through that right arm and then taking the ear onto the floor. Nice. And then bringing yourself back into your tabletop. And in fact, let's just bring that weight slightly forward over those wrists. Really look at your fingers. You're trying to press those knuckles down flat against your carpet, your floor, your mat. Spreading those thumbs. And now take your awareness to your tops of your feet. Again, see if you can press as much of the foot as you can into the floor. And then just really gently, just lift those knees up, engaging those glutes, taking the belly button towards the spine, making sure you're breathing in this little lift. And then release, tucking the toes. Let's walk our hands back into our little nice ragdoll. This is a nice opportunity to just let that head be nice and loose. So give it a little nod, nice deep bend in the knees. You can give yourself a little twist from side to side, or you can maybe clasp the hands behind you if that feels good. And hug your elbows or your shoulders. And then you're releasing your arms. Again, give the head a little nod, give it a little shake. And then bring yourself up to standing through your spine, vertebra by vertebra. You're stacking nice and slowly, letting the head be the last thing. Great. Just enjoy that. Nice lengthening in the spine. And then just give those lovely feet of yours a nice massage. So kind of just walking yourself to the front of your mat on your tiptoes maybe, or on your heels. Just really stretch out the backs of those toes. Maybe allow yourself to just go off balance for a moment. It always feels nice. And then find yourself in your mountain pose. So you've got your toes touching, your heels slightly apart, but if that's too uncomfortable, you can bring your feet hip width distance. You're spreading those toes. You're engaging the ankles, little micro bend in the knees, the thighs, the glutes. Squeeze that mula bandha, your pelvic floor. The belly button in towards the spine, chest nice and open, shoulders back. Then you can smile, your neck nice and long. Your super strong, flexible body. Then we're going to inhale, bring the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, swan dive, nose to knee. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands and then step back into your plank. Bring that weight forward, bring these bums down, engaging those glutes. Holding that for a moment. Pushing out. So you kind of, if you're dipping into your shoulders a little bit, just see if you can lift out of those shoulders. Nice. And then if you need to, bring your knees down. And then let's take the chest towards the floor, chin towards the floor. Inhale, up dog. Let's just hold this up dog again, just for a few breaths. Maybe you've got all of your legs and hips on the floor. Your elbows are coming in towards your body. Or perhaps you're lifting up in the backs of those feet. tucking the toes, exhale, down dog. Let's just get our optimum down dog. You're just looking at your hands, checking that they're shoulder width apart, spreading those fingers. Looking at your feet, make sure they're hip width distance apart, pressing the heels towards the floor. Engaging the glutes, squeezing that pelvic floor. Inhale, take your gaze towards your hands, step your feet towards your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, coming all the way up. And then exhale, release. Shoulders down, toes touching, heels slightly apart. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Here we go. Let's inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive, nose to knee. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting the hands. This time you can step or jump back. Knees down if you need, chest towards the floor, chin towards the floor. Inhale, up dog. Tucking the toes. Exhale, down dog. Again, moving those feet, repositioning your hands. Don't feel you have to stay in a position that you don't think is right. Taking the gaze towards the belly button. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And then let's inhale, take our gaze towards our hands, step or jump your feet towards your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, coming all the way up, and then exhale, release. Again, let's just reposition ourselves, toes touching, heels slightly apart. This time I'm going to let you do your own sun salutation, so don't worry if you go slightly wrong. Just enjoy your own pace, using your own rhythm, your own breath. And whenever you're ready, inhaling. And just take your own sun salutation. Beautiful. Nice. Really good. Enjoying that stretch. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Squeezing those glutes. And then when you get back, just enjoy holding your mountain pose. Really nice. Great. And let's just make sure those toes are touching, the heels are slightly apart. They were really good. Well done. Shoulders back. We'll take sun salutation sequence B. So this time we're going to inhale, exhale, bend. Inhale, chair pose. And lengthen the arms. Yeah, really nice. Squeeze those glutes. And then let's release, nose to knee. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, planting the hands, stepping or jumping back. Knees down if you need, chest down, chin down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's step through with the right foot. A nice 90-degree bend in that leg. Lovely. We're bringing these hips round, pressing that foot back into the mat. Yes, some good corrections. Well done. Bringing those arms up, shoulders down. Squeeze those glutes. What difference does that make? Let's open into warrior two. Beautiful. Taking that gaze towards the right fingertips. And then let's reverse the warrior. Taking the gaze towards the right forearm. Making sure that you're bending that knee forwards. This nice 90-degree bend. Beautiful. Cartwheeling the arms round and down onto the mat. Stepping back into a plank. Knees down if you need, chest down, chin down. Inhale, up dog. Tucking the toes, exhale, down dog. Let's take that on the left. Just stepping through with that left foot. Nice 90-degree bend. Your hips coming round towards that left knee. Arms up, shoulders down, pressing that foot back into the floor. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. You're doing great. And then opening into your warrior two. Opening these hips out to the lengthways of your mat. Again, let those shoulders come down. Take the gaze towards the left fingertips. Have a little smile. And then reverse the warrior. Taking the gaze towards the right forearm. Squeezing those glutes. Keeping that breath nice and light and nice and subtle if you can. And then let's cartwheel the arms round and down, stepping back into your plank. Knees down if you need to, chest down, chin down, inhale, up dog. Tucking the toes, exhale, down dog. Again, don't worry about moving your feet if you need to, just checking always that they're the hip width distance. Again, looking at your fingers, spreading them into the floor. Gaze towards the belly button. Inhaling, taking your gaze towards your hands, step or jump your feet towards your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, chair pose. So you bring your knees together, squeeze those glutes, let the shoulders drop. Lengthening the arms, really nice, great. And then coming all the way up. Beautiful. And fabulous poses. Let's bring our toes together again. The heels slightly apart for another mountain pose. And we're going to come into palm tree. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring the palms together. And then we're going to flip the palms so the palms are facing towards the ceiling. But you're bringing these shoulders down. Nice. Very nice and long. And then from here, we're going to bring the heels up off the floor. And you're going to keep those heels together. So if those heels are kind of splaying apart, which they naturally want to try and do, just see if you can bring them together so you've got the weight over the ankles. Squeeze those glutes. Breathe. If you want, you can take your gaze towards those hands. Or maybe you want to challenge yourself. Close your eyes just for a moment. Allow those wobbles to come. Great. And then let's just bring those heels down, releasing the hands. And just give those wrists a little twizzle. Great. And the hands, I find I get some pins and needles sometimes, I don't know about you. In the same position, but this time I'm going to bring just the palms together. And if you want, you could do a little Charlie's Angels type finger. So you're bringing the palms together, you can cross the thumbs. Again, let's bring those shoulders down so they're not trying to creep up here, but they're pulling away from the ears. Squeezing those glutes, lengthening in the legs. We're going to inhale. And then exhale, go over to one side. So again, you're trying to not get that chest to go towards the floor, but you're opening it up, almost as if you're opening it towards the ceiling. You're squeezing those glutes together. Squeezing that mula bandha, your pelvic floor. Lengthening in the arms. Coming up and then going over to the other side. So again, you're inhaling and then going over. Again, opening that chest almost as if it's going towards the ceiling. Lengthening in the arms, squeezing the glutes. Breathing. And then coming up, do a tiny little back bend. So we're inhaling. Exhale, just leaning back slightly. You're really squeezing those glutes now to take the pressure off the lower back. It's really not a very big, deep back bend. It's just opening the chest towards the ceiling. Releasing the hands, coming down into a forward fold, just shuffling the feet out so they're hip width distance. Grabbing the toes with the first finger and the middle finger. You're going to hook the big toe, making sure the wrists are rounding out, that they're not trying to touch each other, but they're rounding and opening. Nice deep bend in the knee. Let's keep the head nice and heavy. Give it a little nod just to make sure that it's nice and loose. Making sure that you can feel your belly and your chest against your thighs. And from here, just with each out breath, just see if you can lengthen. If you start to lose the contact with your belly and your chest and your legs, you've gone too far. So bend the knees again, regain that contact, and just see if you can keep that contact with the chest. You try to lengthen. Keep giving the head a little nod just to make sure that it's not holding any tension. Releasing the hook on the toes, palms underneath the soles of the feet. So it's palm to sole. Again, bending those knees, giving the head a nod. And just with each out breath, just see if you can lengthen just a little bit. Nice. Squeeze those glutes, see what difference that makes. And then releasing the hands and allow yourself to come up slowly through the spine, allowing the head to be the last thing that comes up. Nice. Let's do a nice side stretch. So coming into our warrior two pose, I'll mirror you. So we've got our right leg at a 90-degree bend. Just check from the inside of your leg, can you see your big toe? If you can, it means that you've got you've got a good alignment. If not, it means your knee might be going over to one side. So just see if you can straighten that up. Just checking this foot as well is pressing into the mat, hips nice and, the bum's not sticking behind you, it's coming underneath your torso, arms long, gaze towards the right fingertips. Squeezing those glutes. And then let's reach towards that right side. Reach. And then extend over. Great. So you can have your elbow on your thigh here. Or you can bring it down the side of your leg. Or if you want to take a bind, you can bring the arm underneath and the other arm over. Great. But you're trying to keep this right knee nice and bent just to start with. If you're in the bind, you can see if you want to lengthen it, straighten it. Nice. If you're in the bind, just releasing that bind and coming back over again into a side stretch. And then let's cartwheel the arms round to the other side. So again, let's just get this position right. So this time your left knee's nice and 90-degree bend. And you see your big toe from the inside of the inner leg. Bringing these hips round towards the lengthways of your mat. Bringing these right toes inward slightly. Opening the arms. Nice. Bringing the shoulders down. Super. Squeeze those glutes. Gaze towards the left fingertips and then reach towards that left side. Reach. And then extend over. Lengthening. Taking the gaze towards the right forearm. And you can have that elbow on or you can bring it down beside the leg. Or if you want to take the bind, you can bring it under and round the back. And then if you want to lengthen the leg, you can. Otherwise, just stay in your nice side stretch. And again, if you're in the bind, just releasing that bind and coming back into your side stretch just for a moment. And then swinging the arms around. Let's do a nice little eagle pose. Open and then close. So bringing the feet together again. I'll mirror you, arms out. Let's bring the right arm underneath the left and the right leg up and over. So don't worry about necessarily trying to get this foot round the back. If it will, fab. If it doesn't, that's fine. We're just squeezing those thighs together. We're lengthening the spine And then we're sinking into the pose. Brilliant, super corrections. So you're really trying to lean back into that, fab. Squeeze, 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 shoulders down. Fab, really nice. And then inhaling, coming up and releasing. Let's go on the other side, lengthening the arms. This time the left arm underneath the right and the left leg up and over. Squeezing those thighs together. If you can get that foot behind for a little extra hook, great. If not, just keep those legs really squeezing together. Shoulders down, lengthening in the back. Great. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Squeezing, squeezing, squeezing but breathing. Inhale, coming up. And then release. Great. I think we're going to do a little, another balance, because I think we're in a balancing mood today. We're going to go into a warrior 3, but we're going to do it today from our mountain pose. So your toes touching and your heels slightly apart. So again, just find that nice groundedness. And then from here, so I'll just do it with you. You're going to extend the right leg back as you lean forward. And then bring those arms, lengthening them. So you're just trying to bring yourself in a nice T shape. Now this leg that's supporting the whole thing, don't worry about it trying to be uber straight. Have a nice little bend in it so you can really fire up those glutes and take the pressure off the back of the knee. If you can hold that balance, beautiful. Lengthening in the leg, imagine someone's pulling your toe and pulling your fingertips, stretching you out. And then coming back into your mountain pose. Nice, really good. And let's take it on the other side. So again, we're lengthening that left foot behind us. And then you're bringing those arms in front, lengthening. Again, having a little bend in this knee if you need to. It doesn't have to be straight. And again, imagining that someone's pulling your toe, pulling your fingertips, lengthening. Breathing. Nice. And then bringing yourself back. Beautiful. Really, really good. And let's take another little twist. We're going to do a little our chair pose into some twists to the side. Just bring the toes together. So what's important with this particular chair pose, try and keep your knees together so you can really use that support of both the thighs and the glutes. Let's come into our chair pose. So bring those knees together and then bring the heels slightly apart a little bit. Nice. Bringing the palms together, I'm going to do it with you. You're going to bring your left arm over that right leg. You're kind of having to really use your other leg to help. Bring the palms together and then feel that the left knee is popping out a little bit. Just see if you can bring it back in line with the right one. Take the gaze towards the ceiling. And if you want, you can open the arms and lengthen them. Bringing yourself back into your chair pose. Squeeze those glutes, shoulders down. Same thing, palms together. You might want to use your left hand to help bring that right arm right over that left leg. Bring the palms together to start with. In towards the chest, bringing that right knee back in line with the left one. Gaze towards the ceiling. And you can stay here or you can open the arms. Lovely. Bring yourself back into your chair pose, lengthening the arms, shoulders down, squeeze the glutes. And then release nose to knee. Inhale halfway. Exhale, planting the hands, step or jump back into your chaturanga. Knees down if you need, chest down, chin down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, taking your gaze towards your hands. we're just going to bring our knees down. Fabulous. And we're going to bring our elbows together. We're going to kind of come into a plank, but with our elbows down. So one forearm in front of the other. Nice. And then from here, so you've still got your knees down, and they should be a little bit away from you. From here, we're just going to bring our forehead on the inside of the forearms. So you're just kind of bringing that forehead down towards the floor. No, yeah, that's the one. And then bringing yourself back up, and you can bring your hands, so again, you're kind of in a tabletop, but your knees are together. And we're going to do a similar thing. This is called melting heart. So it's a bit like what we just did, but this time we're bringing the arms forward. And again, you're going to try and bring your forehead on the floor, but you're lengthening the arms out. It's a kind of a creeping those fingers forward, just to see if you can get that stretch kind of right underneath the armpits. And if you think, well, that's not really doing anything, lift the forehead up and see if you can get the chest on the floor. And then creeping those hands back, walking them back. Bring your arms back. Let's just go into a nice child's pose. So bringing the forehead back on the floor, but your arms are now behind you. Great. And then the shoulders just sink into the floor. Bringing up your bum to meet your heels. Nice. And then bring ourselves right onto our bellies. And you can bring your head on your forehead rather on your hands. And then let's just do some leg raises. So we're just going to raise one leg up, keeping the hips on the floor, and then release. And then the other side, so you're bringing the leg up and then release. So you're really engaging, you're squeezing those bum muscles, take the pressure off the lower back. And you're just changing from one leg and then the other. Keeping the hips down, lengthening those legs as you go. And then we're going to try doing both legs at the same time. You're bringing both of them up, you're lengthening, you're breathing, lengthening. And then release. Give the hips a little shake from side to side, and we'll go for it again. Lengthening those legs, bringing both of them up. And then release. And then we're going to go with the arms, so just letting that forehead come down. And then we're going to bring all four limbs off, plus the head. So like you're doing a little skydive. So you're bringing the shoulders back. You're lengthening the arms, lengthening the legs. The head's off the floor. Squeezing those glutes, breathing. And then release. Your head back on your forehead. Just give the hips a nice little shake from side to side. And then we're going to a little bow pose. So just taking the backs of your feet from the inside. And then from here, we're just going to lift those knees up, those legs up, forehead up, chest open. Lifting. Nice. Breathing. And then release. Bringing the hands and bring yourself back into either child pose or prayer pose. Forehead on the floor, your arms out in front of you or by your side. But just see if you can really sit back into your heels. Great. And then let's bring ourselves up onto our knees. So hip width distance apart. We've got a few options. We're going to go into camel. So your hands on your hips, and what we're going to do is almost as if you're trying to get your elbows to meet. You're just going to do a mini back bend. First, you're going to squeeze the glutes, and then just open the chest, lean back slightly. It doesn't have to be very much. Enjoy that slight opening of the chest. This feels good, and you want to try going into half camel or full camel. Just bringing one hand behind you onto your heel. Maybe one hand today is more than enough. But actually, maybe you want to try both. You're pushing those hips forward. You're letting the head hang heavy behind you. Opening the chest. Squeezing those glutes. And if you are in full camel, just slowly bring one hand on the lower back, followed by the other one. And then all of us coming again into just a nice child's pose or prayer pose. Sitting back on the heels. And let's bring the hands behind us. Let's interlace our fingers behind us. Bring the forehead to the floor and just raise the hands up behind you. Your fingers are interlaced and your palms are touching. Now you might not be able to get very far, and that's fine, so don't worry about trying to get them super high. Just enjoy that opening of the shoulders. And then releasing the arms, bring yourself up. We're just going to let those legs come out in front of us into a nice seated mountain pose or staff. You're pressing those knees into the mat, lengthening the toes, pointing the toes up towards the ceiling, lengthening the spine and in the neck. Great, so just have a little kind of moment of playing around with the glutes, so really engaging those glutes and then releasing them. And then from here, let's just creep our hands, walk our fingers forward. Great. What you're trying to do is keep that lengthening in the spine. If you feel it start to round, bring it back a little bit. Yeah. Engage those legs so they're nice and active. You're pressing the knees into the floor. Just creeping those hands forward. Lengthening the spine. Great. And then from here, just allow gravity to do the work. So allow that spine to curve now. Allow that head to hang heavy, but keep the legs engaged. So you're still pressing the knees into the floor. You might want to have your hands on your legs to help support yourself a little bit. But keep those legs nice and active. Breathing in and out through the nose, and then imagining that with each out breath that your head is just getting closer towards the legs. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And then just slowly coming up. Nice. And bringing the soles of the feet together into a nice little butterfly. So again, you might want to have a play around with the distance of your feet, because actually maybe you want to bring them really far up. Maybe you want to have them further away. It just has a different, it gives a different stretch in the different part of your legs. So kind of figure out where you want that stretch this morning. All we're going to do is just allow gravity to do the work. So we're letting that spine round off, the head hang heavy, and we're not trying to force those knees towards the floor. We're just letting them hang wherever they hang naturally. So again, bringing your hands wherever you need to help support that. Just allowing that head to hang heavy. And just breathe into the tightness that you might be feeling in the hips or in the glutes. Nice. And then just slowly bring yourself up. And then onto your back with your knees facing up. So the soles of your feet flat. And just see if you can get all of that spine nice and flat against the floor. Your palms facing down. Your sort of chin tucked in towards your chest. And then let's just bring those hips up and off the floor. Raising them as high as you can. Pressing the feet into the floor. Squeezing the glutes. Squeezing your pelvic floor, that mula bandha. Nice. And then just letting that spine slowly go back down. Nice. And we can just go into that again. If wheel is in your practice, you can go into a full wheel if you feel that you're warm enough. So bringing the hands beside the ears and lifting into your wheel. Otherwise, just take another bridge. Bringing the hips up off the floor. Maybe you want to clasp your hands behind you. Or bring your palms of your hands underneath your lower back. Squeezing the glutes. And then slowly bringing yourself back down. So releasing your hands if they're in a little clasp. Bringing the knees in towards the chest and give yourself a little rock from side to side. And then from here, letting the arms go out. And then let's take the knees, let's take both legs straight down, nice and long. Then bring the right knee in and take it over to the left side. So just a tiny little bit of a different stretch. You're taking the gaze towards the right fingertips. And then letting that leg come back in, lengthen. And this time bringing the left knee in. And then allowing the left knee to go over to the right side. And then your gaze towards the left. And again, if you want to bring that right hand on that left leg to help give it a bit of weight, you can. And then bringing it back, bringing both knees in towards the chest. Give a little rock again from side to side or some little mini circles with the lower back. And then let's bring that chin in towards the knees and give everything a squeeze. Grabbing the elbows, give everything a squeeze. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then release. And allow yourself to go into Shavasana, corpse pose. And now you can just let everything go and let the floor do all the work now. Releasing the belly and the glutes. Allowing the shoulders to melt into the floor. And the head be heavy. And I'll read some words of wisdom from Hamin Sunim this morning, from his book, Love for Imperfect Things. What words are said is important, but how they are said is often more important. We also communicate through our facial expressions and body language, through the volume and tone of our voice. When you're ready, you can start to bring some awareness back into your body. Give the fingers and the toes a little wriggle. And if you want to take your arms above your head, give yourself a really big stretch. Keeping your eyes closed, just allow yourself to go over to one side. And just slowly, just bring yourself into a comfortable seated position. And just think again about the goal that you set at the beginning of this session. And together, let's inhale, bring the arms up towards the ceiling. Bring the palms together. Exhale, bring them down towards our heart center. And again, inhaling the arms up. Arms together. Exhale, bring them down towards our heart center. And one more time, inhaling. Arms together. Exhale, bring them down towards our heart center. And let's close our class on 3 Oms, followed by Shanti. You can just listen to the mantra or join in. Inhaling. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you for joining me this morning. Pleasure to see you all. You're looking fabulous. Well done. If you are able to donate for this session, you can do that via the website, which is www.yogawithmariagray.com. So thank you so much. I wish you a lovely Friday, lovely weekend. We do have meditation now, which will be about 15 minutes. So you can stay around. We'll be back in about 2 minutes or so if you want to stay for that. Otherwise, we've got yoga tomorrow at 11. So hopefully I will see you at another session soon. Take care. Namaste. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome to Meditation with Maria. So welcome back if you are just with us for the yoga, and welcome if you've just joined us for this meditation session. So just find yourself in a nice comfortable seated position. We're going to do a little bit of facial massage, a bit of TLC for our faces this morning, and then we'll go into a bit of guided meditation to do with breathing. So you don't have to have your legs crossed, and you don't have to be sat on the floor. You can be sat on a chair, or you can straight away go to lie down. It's whatever's going to help you feel the most comfortable and most relaxed. So let's just bring our fingers to our head into those eyebrows. So just taking your thumb and your first finger and just give the eyebrows a little massage. So you kind of just pressing them nice and gently. And just see if you can keep that mouth closed and bring the breath into nasal breathing, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And then from here, bringing the fingertips onto that forehead. Just, I guess you can kind of do little circles, or you can bring the fingers just kind of out and across the forehead if that feels nice. Just nice and gently, bringing the shoulders down so they're not creeping up towards the ears, but they're nice and relaxed. And then bringing the fingertips to the inside of the eyes, top of the nose, and bring the fingertips underneath the nose, opening the sinuses, across the cheekbones and then up, like you're giving yourself a little facelift. You're just getting some circulation and blood flowing into those under eyes, just to reduce any puffiness and those dark circles. So again, just bring the shoulders down away from the ears. And then let's take a little gentle circles into the temples, just nice and gentle, sort of bringing that motion forward. And again, you can bring that into the back of the, like sort of down along the back of the ears, into that little space between the top of the jaw and the back of the ear. And just again, nice little circles or little presses, keeping the jaw nice and loose. Now you can bring the thumb kind of following that jawline, just kind of massaging underneath the jaw into the base of the tongue, the root of the tongue. Great. And again, you can kind of just press into those cheeks just a little bit, into the lower jaw, and then in around the mouth. Then let's bring it into the side of the neck. So you're just, again, kind of really, whatever feels best for you. So maybe just little pressings, the fingertips, or perhaps little circles, or kind of inching the neck with the thumb and the fingers. You can take that round to the back, again pressing now into the tops of the shoulders, where it meets the neck. A place we tend to hold a lot of tension. So just really giving that a gentle press. Keeping that breath flowing in and out through the nose. Great. And then let's just take it into one of the arms. So allowing one arm to be nice and relaxed. And you're just pressing those fingers like you're kind of kneading bread. Down into the forearm, working that thumb into the wrist. And just working really nice and gently with where the wrist meets the hand. And then getting into the palm itself. And sort of especially in that area between the thumb and the first finger. Giving that a nice little press, little massage. And then into the fingers. You kind of just pulling the fingertips And then let's take it into the other arm. So again, just working from the top of the shoulder, just kneading that arm like bread. And then into that forearm, down to the wrist. And again, just gently pressing where it meets the wrist into the hand. And then onto the palm itself. Yeah, I'm really working that area between the thumb and the first finger. And then pulling those fingers, just massaging each finger, kind of pulling it a little bit. Right. And then let's just take a really nice wide face, so like you're making your face really big, opening the eyes, opening the mouth. And then making it really small, like squeezing it really tight. And again, nice and big. And then really small. And then as if you're kind of chewing a big toffee. You're really starting to work the jaw. And really stretch out that face. So you're kind of almost making silly faces as you chew this huge toffee. And then letting that just come to a nice stillness. And you can close the eyes now, and perhaps you can stay sitting, or if you want to lay down, you can. And we'll just go into our guided meditation on breathing lightly. So closing the eyes and just allowing the spine to lengthen, even if you're on the floor. Lengthen if you're sitting up. Lengthening the neck. Really allowing those shoulders to either melt into the floor or just drop if you're seated. Allowing the jaw to relax. So bring that awareness now into your breath. How are you breathing? Is your mouth open or closed? Where can you feel your breath? In your shoulders, your chest, in your belly? Your back, your ribs, you feel them moving, flaring in and out. How does your breath sound? Really listen to it. Does it have a light whistle? Is it heavy sounding? Can you barely hear it? Are your breaths big or small? You're not breathing through your nose. See now if you can switch your breath from your mouth into nasal breathing. Breathing in and out through the nose. In through the nose and out through the nose. Wherever you are, place one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. Continue to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And as you breathe in through the nose, Gently allow your abdomen, your belly, to move outward. And as you breathe out through the nose, gently allow your abdomen, your belly to move inward. Continuing, breathing in through the nose and allowing your belly to move out. Breathe out through the nose, gently allowing your belly to move in. Just feeling that belly rising and falling. Breathing in through the nose and allowing the belly to expand outwards. Breathing out through the nose and allowing your belly to move gently inwards. See if you're able to make your breath lighter, more subtle, so you can barely hear it. Are you able to make the sound of the breath silent, inaudible? And just continue to breathe in through the nose, gently allowing the belly to expand. Breathing out through the nose, allowing your belly to move inward. Breathing in through the nose, allowing the belly to expand. Breathing out through the nose and allowing the belly to move inward. And just continue that breath and feeling the movement of the belly. In through the nose and out through the nose. In through the nose and out through the nose. And you can just let the hands go. You can let them come back down by the sides of your body or onto your knees. And just continue that breath. And just see now if you can feel that belly rising and falling. And you can start to bring a little bit of awareness back. And just know that at any time you can come back to your breath. When you're feeling low, anxious, worried, agitated or angry, just think of your breath. Stop for a moment. And see if you can make that breath lighter, more subtle. Smile. Tell yourself that it will be okay. You are strong, you are beautiful, and you are loving. And if you like, you can open your eyes, or you can stay where you are and just enjoy a few more minutes of relaxation before you continue with your day. Thank you so much for joining me this morning for our meditation on breathing lightly. I really wish you a beautiful Friday. If you are able to donate for the session, you can do that via the website, which is www.yogawithmariagray.com. Thank you so much. As I say, I wish you a beautiful weekend. We do have yoga tomorrow at 11 if you want to join us then. Otherwise, take care. Thank you. Namaste.